I am still with Tim Conn, and we are making steak Diane, a Valentine's dinner idea. And where are we now?
Okay, so over the break, we just continued to cook the mushrooms down, and I've already seared the beef.
Yeah, the beef is resting.
Yeah, it's perfectly cooked. And so what we're going to do is just kind of continue to cook this with the garlic and everything, and I'm going to always just season it a little bit more with some salt and pepper. But the best part about this is a pan sauce, and so we're going to reintroduce that meat back in because it's not all the way cooked yet. So I'm going to start with 2, and I'm going to throw those. Those are the thinner ones, and so I'm going to throw those in a second. Now I've got a really nice brandy here. This is a brandy straight from France, and we carry it at the Angry Cactus. And so I'm just going to.
What flavor does brandy add?
Well, it's just going to add a sweetness and a little bit of that toasty, that caramel kind of flavor that you get from a brandy. And so what we're going to do is, this is called deglazing, and if you can see, there we go. I was going to. Fire is always good for TV.
I was not ready for that.
So what this does is we're going to get all those little burnt bits off the bottom of the pan by adding that brandy.
This is one where you want to say, like, don't try this at home, but we do want you to try it at home.
Exactly. And we're going to go ahead and add these other 2 ingredients here. And
that was nice and hot.
The key is to kind of let this continue to sear, but not necessarily... You don't want to get any more burnt parts on the bottom because we've already deglazed it with the brandy. And so we're going to just let this kind of come together. And to finish this dish, it's a really, really easy deal. Yes. We just take a little bit of this is our demi-glaze that we have at the restaurant. It's cooked down veal bones, and I just pour a tiny bit of that over it.
So for someone at home, what do they use for that?
You can use just a little bit of beef stock that's kind of reduced down slightly. And so what we do is we continue to kind of cook this down. And if you see, I've got this on high heat, and that's really the key. And I've got a little bit of Dijon mustard, where we're just going to take a small little scoop of Dijon mustard, put it right in the middle there. And this is how we make our pan sauce. It's a real French way to do it, but it's also really, really delicious. And if you watched and kind of noticed how I did that, everything just stays in the pan, and everything just kind of has everything in there. Exactly. And you're going to get so much of a better flavor. And so what I like to do is just continue to cook that slightly, maybe halfway through. Just flip that over just a tiny bit. And, of course, I let that cook as well on that side. And so we're going to let that kind of cook down. But this is one of the items that we do very rarely at the Angry Cactus Steak Diane, but we're going to probably do it from time to time for different special events and that type of thing. Okay. But this is a perfect dish that you can make at your own home. And it's a dinner for 2. And I've got a little bit of... mashed potatoes and vegetables as well. And so an easy way to do it is you just get the mashed potatoes and you get the...
And you make it look just like this.
Exactly, nice and pretty and fancy. And I'll bring it over here so we can see. Let's see where we at over here. All right. And
I'm going to turn this off.
Yeah. And we're going to take and we're going to put our 2 medallions, because this is a dinner for 2. So we'll put 2 portions of steak here.
And you're even sharing the plate. How romantic.
Exactly, because it's nice, and I spilled a little bit, but that's okay. And we're going to continue to just kind of mix that sauce up, but this is kind of the beginning of the steak Diane sauce, and just kind of put those mushrooms over the top here, and a little bit of those tomatoes.
Before we have to go, you're doing a Valentine's dinner at the Angry Cactus. We
are. So we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing a Valentine's dinner. It's a 5-course meal, and it'll be for, we got reservations starting at 5 o'clock, and we still have a few reservations left. So there's that right there. And of course, I always finish my items here with a little bit of fried onions because they'll have a nice little crispy effect. And then, of course, we've got a little bit of our microgreens here. That they're a little bit of baby radish and that kind of thing. And not only does it look fancy, but it'll also give a little bit of kick to your dish.
Do they have a little spice?
Exactly. They're a little radish, baby radishes. And so something like that, it'd be a dinner for 2. And, you know, you can share a plate, and it only takes a few minutes. And so that's kind of something that you can do at home, and it's a little easy to do.
And then we have the recipe, too, so they can find that online later.
Exactly.
That is it, everyone. Tim, thank you so much. Your Valentine's Day dinner for 2 right here. Impress your loved one with this dish. Stay tuned. I'll be back.